Hey everyone, it's Craig. Before we get into the show, I would like to ask you to please check out our Patreon page. That is patreon.com, patreon.com/Katya and Craig. You will find terrific reward options available, including bonus episodes, secondary bonus episodes that include listener questions. Check out the options for yourself, see which one works for you, and now I'd like to say thank you very much from both of us for all of your support, your incredible notes, your messages, everything, the artwork. We're really touched, and we're so happy that, we've connected with you. And now, here's the show.
A Russian ballerina, stomping on a bureaucrat, a perky suburban housewife who just got into scat. It's whimsically volatile.
Okay, good. Now, Willam, how's your headphones?
7 years ago, our forefathers brought forth on this continent, and the new nation conceived of liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal.
Are your headphones okay?
Yeah, they're fine.
Okay, great. All right, let me just adjust a little. And
now we are engaged in a great civil war. Battle.
Now we're rolling. I'm sad we didn't roll on that because we just had 2 hours of fabulous speeches of historical import, which we're going to have to redo those later. So I'm sorry about that.
But Craig.
Yes, Katya.
I have to give our guest an introduction.
Oh, yes, that's right. We have a guest, ladies and gentlemen.
We have a guest, and she deserves an introduction. Okay. Please welcome, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the inimitable, the incomparable, complex multi-talents of award-winning model, actress, mattress, provocateur, enfant terrible, and published author, the delightful and legendary Willam Belli.
Wow.
Was that good?
You can make a career out of that. You really can. It's like one of the girls like, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the 12 dancing toes.
That's my favorite thing about drag.
I love drag.
That's one of my favorite things about
somebody's
drag.
tips are still on the floor, by the way. Does someone want to pick these up?
Sorry about that. It's been a very busy
I'm not
day.
starting my number until her money's gone.
Yeah. Oh. Turn your phone off, Mary.
Sorry, it's
Mary Dugan.
That's his disgust alarm. He's disgusted.
Oh, yeah. He can't take it. He's out. He's out.
She just can't take it.
Willam, have you ever stolen tips from another dragoon?
No.
That, to me, is a cardinal sin.
Oh, God, no.
It's the unpardonable sin.
When I saw it happen once, I made sure to let the girl know, like, that wasn't your money. And I saw Sonique do it once. She got her tip stolen, and she fucking beat the guy down to the ground. It was great. Wow. I put it on beatdown.
Oh, I think I've seen that. Was it on stage? On the stage?
He was in the performing area.
Yeah.
In the vicinity.
Because Craig, sometimes what happened is, you've been to many drag shows. They'll just throw them. They'll make it rain or whatever.
Precipitate.
Make it precipitate. Yeah, I remember hearing that so many times from that stage.
Yeah.
Where are your weather girls?
Because it could be quarters, it could be Western Union vouchers.
That's right.
It could be Hardee's coupons.
Yeah, the coupons.
Receipts to the car wash.
Everyone scrambles over those.
All that.
Yeah, and then if you don't have a sweeper, if you don't have a sweeper or a stagehand, then it's every girl for himself. But since I'm a dumb bitch, I've often just left my tips out because I'm like I do it for the love, not the money. Oh, one of those.
Sharon blended her tips for the first year in a blender on stage and then would drink it. I'd be like, you didn't want to pull out the big bills first, girl?
Oh my joking.
God.
No, she blended them all. I was like,
wow.
There's way better ways to get hepatitis in a gay bar than drinking money. You know the two things that are found on money the most? Cocaine and feces.
Yep, you
which
told me
is
that
my
one.
new scent.
Well, she's got a song called Cocaine and Fuck.
Dude,
Sharon. Yeah.
Well, she also has a song called Kai Kai where the tune goes, let's make the room stink. Which is disgusting because it's about butt sex. You don't want it to stink.
I got me and Sharon on the bus once on either.
Is that a euphemism for something?
No.
I try to keep up with the drag lingo.
They were they were chasing a dragon on the bus.
Chasing the dragon. No, we were on the tour bus and we came up with a nice hillbilly song called I got fucked with a dagger dick, a little dagger dick, a little dagger dick.
I haven't been topping in a while. What are you talking about?
Wait, okay. I need to know the truth. Can you handle the truth?
Uh-huh.
Can you handle the tooth?
I don't. Is it brown?
Do you?
Is the nerve dead?
Do you consider yourself a versatile person in the bedroom?
If I have to be.
Okay.
I don't want to be.
You don't want to be?
If someone asks, I will, but
You want to be the gatekeeper, not the keymaster.
It's on the tasting menu.
Okay.
But it's not on the regular customer. You walk in off the street menu.
Oh, okay. It's on a secret menu.
I'm not gonna do that.
Secret menu. Menu.
Chef's table.
And, and correct me if I'm wrong, you're a whore. Yeah. Can you regale us with a tall tale of your whoredom?
Oh,
give us a good one.
Republican National Convention, year 2000, Philadelphia.
Oh God,
I
here we go.
sucked 8 dicks in one day.
Wow.
Shut.
2 of them in the same hotel.
Wait.
And you know why? Because I'm green. I definitely did. I used to work for a messenger service called Premier in Philly, and they were a great escort service. There's a book called Hookers, Escorts, and Porn Stars that circulated when people still read books about this kind of thing when it wasn't all on the internet. It was just like a fun period for me from 17 to 18 where I was a hooker.
Why do you say it like that? I am very proud of my hooking days, but I got a late start. I started when I was like 30.
Yeah, I liked it because being underage, I could also say to the guys like, hey, and if any of the pictures you just took of me for that extra money end up on the internet, I'm going to come after you for child porn. The same way Tracy Lords did porn, fully knowing that later she could, just say one thing. And a lot of people lost a lot of money off of that. And Brent Corrigan, same thing.
They did that movie with, what was it called?
James Franco.
I
forget what it was called.
Oh, King Cobra?
King Cobra.
Yeah, directed by future guest Justin Kelly, actually.
Wow.
It was his birthday yesterday as well.
Oh my God, we birthday boys?
That's right, your birthday twins.
Happy
birthday. Yes, happy birthday,
Thank
by
you.
the way,
I'm
Katya.
36 and I've never felt more disgusting.
Fabulous. You can get really wretched by 40.
Yeah. Well, I'm not on meth, so it's good.
Don't you brag.
Yeah. Honey, stop bragging. We liked you better when you were on meth.
I don't want to tell you about the listener comments, but that's fine. I guess
Craig,
you guessed.
can you get her back on meth? Yeah.
What's your favorite hooker story?
Okay, I think.
I made $120 a dick too.
$120 a dick,
but I only got to keep like 85 of it.
I'm my own pimp and my own hoe.
Well, I was too, but for a while there were just too many calls, so I had to get someone.
You had to outsource. Yeah. My favorite hooker story is probably my first one. It was I was downstairs at Jock's Cabaret.
How do you remember when you were 3?
You're nuts. You're rotted. I hate you.
She kept a journal, right?
Yeah, dear diary, today I sucked a large dick. Yeah.
It was shocking when I stumbled across it. I was like, oh my God, what's this
it's
child?
Like
but it was
child cave drawings of a child. Oh my God. The peenie goes in the wing wong. Yeah. No, I was entertaining downstairs at the bar on a Wednesday, and Wednesday and Thursday nights at Jock's were typically the hooker nights.
Oh, okay.
So the hooker side of the bar would be slamming, and the show side would be just wretched. Nobody. So you'd come out and do like a La Vie en Rose, and then nobody's watching. It's sad.
A few arm gestures.
And... Yeah. And then it was rehearsal night. Sure. Of course, most of the girls just didn't go out for the number. They just like stay in the back, like, anybody out there? No. Good.
Oh wow.
So, anyways, this guy was in the crowd, and he was a businessman, very ugly, very fat. And he's like, hey, honey, I'll give you 20 for a back massage. I was like, yep. And then
easy.
I did it. I was like, right while somebody else's number, it was after my number. I'm still sweaty. Another entertainer goes out on stage. So I'm massaging his back. And I was like, thank you. And he's like, lifts up another 20. I was like, okay, I'll keep going. After the show, he's like, so you want to come back to my hotel? I was like, dude, I live upstairs. So we go upstairs. He negotiated. He's clearly
I don't know what you were
before.
doing upstairs, but it wasn't living. I stayed there.
No, it was not living. Yo, you did stay at my apartment.
There. Okay.
I squatted.
She squatted at my apartment and she left a nice turd in my glove box.
Well, you have to leave a gift when you're a guest.
Did you fuck anybody in my house? Wait, hold on. Let me rephrase that. How many people did you fuck in my house?
I didn't fuck anybody. I blew somebody.
Okay. Well, so getting back to that, he said, okay, he had clearly hired a lot of hookers before because he was very on the level. He was like, okay, how about half an hour massage, half an hour blowjob, $200? I was like, sold.
Yeah.
And he was a very unattractive man. He was very fat. He was very not a nice person.
How was the dick?
The dick, Willam, let me touch your hand.
See.
The dick was transcendent.
Oh.
The dick was transcendent. It was, and he was a miserly, curmudgeonly piece of shit guy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just a miserable guy. And this is the turning point. He said, He said, "You want to get off? You want to get out of your drag and take your wig off?" I was
A gentleman.
A gentleman. So I was like, I got completely naked, but I kept my wig on.
Just
I had to
swaying in the
I had to keep that dread.
Sway in the wind.
And it was, my wigs were so, were very bad. Like they were always all crusty and dreaded by the nape of the neck, from all the sweat. And I went to town on that prick's prick because he was a total prick, but his dick it was a perfect dick I've ever seen in my life. It was large, but not intimidating. And it was curved in just the right way, proportioned to his giant body. And he begged me to get some weed for him. I declined because I was sober. And then I made him come, and that was it. It was like the most delightful first hooking experience ever. It was lovely.
Did you have to take your forearm and hold the belly up to get under the
He wasn't that, but he actually, interestingly enough, I became his therapist because he was so self-loathing. He was like, I'm such an asshole. I'm so ugly. I'm so fat. I was like, dude, you have the best dick in the world. It's okay.
And money.
Yeah. And money. Right. Yeah. And money.
Yeah.
That's a good combo.
He left happy. He was very satisfied. I'm very proud of myself.
Was he a repeat customer?
No, but he was a walk-in. He was a walk-in. Then you did the Craigslist. You ever do the Craigslist?
No.
You never did the Craigslist.
Well, you had the agency,
really?
right?
Yeah.
Oh, well, okay.
I never really hooked in drag on purpose either.
Yeah, sure.
It was sometimes like I'd hook up with a guy and then he'd leave me money and I'd be like, "Oh, you think I'm pretty enough to hook? Thank you so much."
Yeah, that happened to me too. He left $40 in the nook of my sofa.
40. You did something right.
Well, no, I wouldn't. He had a sores on his dick, so I wouldn't blow him.
That's that one.
That one, yeah. I told that one before. He wanted me to he actually wanted me to smoke.
How do you say no to RuPaul though?
Oh my god. Oh my god, you're going to hell. You're going to hell. You're going to go into drag hell.
Also, he can't answer that. I'm just trying to just tell you, he can't answer
he's
that.
otherwise engaged. I'm sorry. No comment. Oh my god. What's your worst hooking story?
Worst hooking story. Worst hooking story. Let me think.
How about grossest? If you can't
grossest.
Think of worst.
Grossest. Oof. One, I could tell the guy really wasn't into me, but he decided to like spare my feelings and just talk to me, and it was so weird.
Oh no.
And then towards the end of it, I was like, is he going to try to not pay me?
Oh no.
What happened? Did he try to not pay?
No, he paid me, but I was just uncomfortable the whole time because I was like keeping it light and like waiting for him to make the move because I was mainly an oral girl. Out of about 130 clients that I did between 17 and 18, I'd say I fucked maybe 8 of them.
Okay.
And all the rest were blowjobs. I'm great at giving head.
Okay.
I'm that one that people say, "Oh, I never come from head." I'm like, "Oh, wait."
We gave head together, Craig.
Really?
Yeah.
So what was that whole circumstance?
Well, if you book a sister experience,
Yeah. GFE times 2.
Oh, I see. Right.
Lesbo, full on lesbo.
just contacted David at Producer Entertainment.
We were backstage at a group tour. It was
Denver.
And
The elevation got you all hot and bothered.
Girl, we had that plateau pussy, high level,
Plateau pussy.
mile high muff.
Oh my god.
So I was in one dressing room and I heard her on the other side of the wall with a man.
Yeah.
So I climbed on the table, climbed over the wall, which was
Over
about
the
12.
wall.
It was one of those theaters where the dressing rooms don't go all the way to the top, but
okay.
they're
Partition.
Yeah. And she didn't roll it up. So I took my camera out and started filming, first of all.
Yep.
And then I notified them that I was filming, and the little boy said, "Stop. What if I get in trouble?" I'm like, "I'm not your fucking mom."
Yeah. And
Suck your Aunt Katya. Suck her harder. He had the best little peach of an ass.
Oh, he did.
A nice tick.
Yeah.
Nice dick.
Serviceable wiener. Absolutely serviceable
and then
wiener.
we were all sucking it, and then somebody came in and we were like, "Get out!"
Someone else came in. I like
the
that.
promoter.
The promoter
and he
came
thought
in.
he had a reason to be back there, but we're like, we're doing drag. This is how we warm up.
This
And it was after the show, but still, we need a cool down.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, listen,
it's a process.
Talk to any athlete on the field, Craig.
The
Absolutely.
locker room is sacred.
That's
Yeah.
right.
That's
right.
our
You can't just
locker room.
wander in there. They have an office themselves.
Exactly. They bring their own printer.
Yeah.
So Alaska was at a point where she was doing something called her after show, where after the show she just rolls.
Yeah.
And I remember just being on it, makeup all over. And she's like, what did you just do? And I was like, what do you think? She's like, no, you wouldn't have done that. You wouldn't have. And then this boy comes in and she says, I bet there's makeup all over your, and I pull out his dick and she's like, oh. And I was like, what do you, we're drag queens, not Sesame Street puppets.
Exactly.
We're not always
Yeah.
sanitary. No. We're usually unsanitary.
Listen, my fucking locker room was behind the Jacques dumpster. Because the backstage door, because I was a smoker, you always go back to smoke, and in between numbers, every number, and it's the stroll,
The hose stroll.
the hose stroll, and I remember I had a bodybuilder, an Armenian bodybuilder, and he was like 5'4" and just like built like a brick shit house, and he would come by around after his shift and just he would look for me by the dumpster, and he hated that I smoked, but. and we would
I like that what you just said. He would come to find you by the dumpster, but he hated that I smoked.
that I smoked.
You know?
He hated. He was like,
Look for me by the dumpster. The Katya little story.
No, it's true though, and that was my hangout. And and he would come by, would make out, and he would feel me up, but it was tucked, of course. He couldn't. But sometimes, you know how the penis does like a 2-point bend when it gets hard in a tuck. Yep. He would look for the bend.
Oh, so he was into the bend.
Yeah, he was into the South Bend, Indiana experience. And I was like, I would feel up on his ass and stuff. And I remember it was so gross. I was like,
Ooh,
I
it
want
must
to.
have been so hairy, Armenian.
So hairy.
It's like trying to get peanut butter out of a shag carpet.
Oh my God. That is disgusting. But I told him, I was like, I really want to fuck you. And he's like, little lady, I'm the one who does the sticking.
No. He called you a lady? And he called you little? You were taller than him.
I was like 6'1".
You're
in those
a foot
videos.
taller. Wow.
Oh my God.
Not on your knees.
Yeah. But he had unfortunately, he was hung like it was very small.
So he was doing the
poking.
The pokins.
Yeah, the poking. He wanted to jab me with his elevator button.
The toothpickings.
Yeah.
So that was your worst hooking story?
No. Oh no. No, the worst one.
Worse than getting paid with your own money?
It doesn't get any worse than that. I licked a grandpa ass and got paid with my own money, and then got left waiting by the door while he went to the ATM.
No.
It was.
You always make him go first.
I know. I learned after that.
Always get the money.
You get the money
first.
first. You get the money first. Yeah, and I'm a people pleaser. You know, so I like to give him the full fantasy. And
this was early in the.
It was
hooking
early,
career, right?
This is very early, yeah. And then I had one guy. The one fucking jackass came over. It was my third trick of the night, and you know that third trick can get a little desperate.
Yeah,
yeah, it can get a little desperate.
By the fourth one, you come.
Yeah. Well, I never came.
Saving all my life for you.
But he
the
came
romance
over,
in the room right now.
Yeah, he wanted to do cocaine off his dick.
Off his own dick.
Off his own dick.
And I said, motherfucker, I put one leg on the nightstand and the other clear across the room on the dresser. Motherfucker, you are tickling me.
Get the fuck up off me, leave the coins on the dresser and hit the door. I don't have to put up with that shit.
So to do cocaine off your own dick, would you need like a party straw? You know, like a wacky straw or whatever?
Craig, you got to get the dick hard first. And if anybody who's doing coke all night knows, getting hard can be a little challenging.
Because that's not the first bump of the night.
No.
You're not like, hey, look, I just got a bag. I'm going to whip my dick out.
It's hard to get hard on coke. I've done it twice.
Any vasoconstrictor, any stimulant. It's a vasoconstrictor.
Mm-hmm.
Which means your blood vessels constrict.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage,
vasoconstrictor.
Let's have a hand for vasoconstrictor, okay? What a fabulous work there.
Yeah, we love your work, darling, especially that limp dick routine you have. Yeah, no, because like meth too, it shrinks all your blood vessels. That's why people on meth take Viagra, which increases your chances of getting a heart attack.
Yeah.
And poppers opens the blood vessels.
That's right, vasodilator.
Vasodilator.
What?
Yeah.
I'm dilated right now.
How many furnitures can you stick up your ass, Willam?
I have done the joke with the stool where you turn it upside down and you're like, now bottom seating for 4.
Yeah.
The edge of a stool.
Okay.
I definitely have been backed up to an ottoman while I was blowing a guy on my knees and rubbed my hole on the ottoman. I remember that because I remember looking back and going, oh good.
Oh no.
Now, is it a fabric ottoman or like?
It was corduroy. It was in a basement.
Oh my God.
In New Jersey.
Oh Lord.
Get into my corduroy basement.
I miss hooking.
I do too. I miss it every day. It's my favorite job.
That was the good part about just blowing people too. I didn't have to worry about not eating because bottoming, you have to worry about what you eat and it's really restrictive. So I think I don't know why I was rubbing my ass on his couch. Maybe I didn't like him.
Yeah.
I forget, but
I went one guy. And God love him. God go with him. He was this dumb old fat guy from wherever, and he wanted to blow. He used to blow me for an hour. He would never even get hard. But I remember once I was so bored. I just went on Twitter. I was on Twitter for the last 20 minutes tweeting while he blew me.
Now I'm curious, did he deliberately not do it well to keep you going for an hour, or was he trying to?
He was
and it
trying.
Just wasn't good?
He was trying, just trying to get me to come and stuff. But
okay.
Do you know? Fun fact: the only blowjob, I believe, it's either the only or one of the very few blowjobs I've ever come from was from the guy that drove a trash truck. He drove a trash truck called Always Ready for Trash.
Oh wait, what was his name again?
Attilla. His name was Attilla.
Attilla the Trash Man.
Attilla the Trash Man. And it was one of those things where it's like, the guys are like, they'll touch you, but then they don't want to, it's the
fourth wall, if you will.
Yeah, well, they're trying
after
to like
they
ease.
come, they won't even look in your eyes.
Well, no, this guy, he was like, I would blow him with a condom.
Oh, one of those.
But then come to find out, that dick cheese was off the chart. One day I put the condom on him, but I got a whiff of the before.
Oof.
Willem, when I tell you,
He worked for a trash truck. Did you think it was going to be lavender and fucking snuggle bears, bitch?
hibiscus and Huckle Sunny.
Shit. Huckle Sunny. Huckle Sunny. I just licked your mic on accident. Sorry.
Oh, wait. Okay. I actually knew Willem before I met him because I
knew
saw
him before you met him. That's fascinating.
No, no.
Isn't that a Savage Garden song?
No, stop it. I know, because my whole family were a huge fan of the show Nip Tuck.
Oh, right. Yeah,
Sherry
yeah.
Peck.
That was 12 years ago.
12 fucking years ago.
Shit.
You were on Nip Tuck, and a great dramatic actress at that.
Yeah, it was good.
You were good.
You're the second person from Nip Tuck that's been in this apartment on a podcast.
Who else?
Michael DeBar. He played it. I think his character was an older gentleman addicted to plastic surgery. He's one of those guys that's been in he's been in Seinfeld.
I would know
Frasier.
his face.
You'd know him in a second.
Got it.
Yeah, he was the main villain on the original MacGyver, Murdoch.
Oh, yeah. Know exactly who he is.
Somebody was fucked off a balcony in that show. Was that Kimber?
No, Kimber was lost at sea.
Oh my god!
Like any good
You're
show,
joking.
there's always at least one character lost at sea inexplicably.
Who was fucked off the
Someone
balcony?
was.
And I threw my hat in the air. I was married to him. I was like, I've had it. I'm out of here. That's it.
Actually, wait. So that was which one of the guys was with Kimber? Which one of the
Christian.
Okay, so Christian was fucking this other woman after splitting with Kimber, I think.
Yes.
And
because she was like a sex addict, maybe. Well, I think everybody was a sex addict on that show.
Jessalyn Gilsig. She was also a teacher on Boston Public. She was the one that got fucked off the roof.
Fucked off the roof.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry,
the roof,
fucked off
that's
the
right.
roof.
Yeah.
Did she jump a little bit too?
No, I think she was just fucked right off it.
Listeners, let us know.
Yeah.
Call in right now.
But I remember I was on Boston Public with her.
Were you
Oh, you were
really?
on Boston
Well, I
Public
literally
as well?
was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my
Wow.
god.
That's something people say to me to make fun of me now because I
Oh
said it on
right.
TV
Oh right.
once.
Right. Yeah,
Like an
because
asshole.
the brags.com.
I was literally it's hard. It's hard when producers say, talk about this stuff.
Talk about your achievement.
And
Yeah.
No, just about your life or this
Oh.
stuff, and they specifically tell you to, and then they turn it around on you. That was one of the times where I was like, well, they got me, gal. But it's totally fine. But when people would say, oh, all you did would talk about, whatever you did in your life, I was like, that's what people do, and my life happens to be filled with fun things that center around me getting off my ass and moving to Hollywood like I wanted to, like my dream, and following through with that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that you're mad that you work on an optometrist's office and you have a warrant out for your arrest.
Yeah.
That is a weird thing. It's
Yeah.
your story is very interesting, and we should get into it a little bit because you also, as a youth, struggled with weight issues.
Yeah.
You were a fat kid.
Yeah, I was.
How did you come out of that? I know that sounds like a weird question.
How
did you come out of the fog?
I started not eating anything that was white. That was my
Really? So
pasta, rice, bread, just white things.
Okay.
And started eating just very basic meat, vegetables, no processed things, no stuff your body has to work for.
Yeah.
Like on planes, they feed you so much bread and stuff because the cabin is not pressurized to your colon's comfort. So they want to stop you up.
They do.
And I don't like things that stop me up. So
free flowing.
Yeah, and then I started exercising, and that helped a lot. I'm really good about looking at something and going, do you really want that? Or is your mouth hungry? And all that. And I play this game called Chew and Spit, where I eat over a trash can and I chew stuff and spit it out before I swallow it. Right before. And then sometimes I'll let myself swallow one bite. I'll be like, be good. Treat yourself. You never do.
Do you torture yourself?
No.
Okay, good. Okay.
It sounds like you got into these habits, these healthier habits than you had before pretty quickly, or rather, once you solidified them, they were with you forever.
Well, the first part about recognizing that you have an eating disorder is recognizing that it's a disorder.
Yeah.
But I've been very orderly about it, so I've kind of flipped that, I think.
Yeah.
But I did used to like do 2-a-days and have problems with like exercising and counting calories.
What's a 2-a-day?
Where you go twice a day to the gym.
Oh, sure. Okay.
But the gym
All
was in my backyard and it was fine. But
there you go.
before I went to drag race, I was 139 pounds.
And what are you now?
Now I'm like 164.
You were skeletal.
If you look, they put me first out on the runway, first episode, because I was in like a little crop top. I was stacked, ab. I looked great. I looked like a bobblehead.
You were tiny.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were tiny.
And then they always would put me with Latrice, so I looked even smaller.
Yeah. Your body was fucking slamming.
Yeah.
I mean, you have a great body, but like your body was slamming.
Then, and my ass was the same as it is now, basically. A little smaller.
And Craig Willam's one of the few people, drag performers or people who perform in drag that don't wear pads.
Okay.
And then she accessorizes her outfits to complement her shape, which is like, for example, Courtney is she doesn't wear pads, but sometimes maybe she could.
Jesus. Courtney has the body shape of a skinny grimace. It's just this square-ish with some curves that should be convex that might be concave. That face, though. That face.
Well,
that's why she...
You can't.
Craig,
you can't come for it. I wish you would try, Craig.
Katya, I won't
Craig,
try.
Would you ever try to come for Courtney? Because I wish you would.
In what way, Katya?
Well, I don't know. I just try to come for her wigs or come for her face.
Oh, her wigs were sometimes terrible.
Oh, well, everybody makes mistakes. Yeah, everybody makes mistakes.
But she runs a wig company.
Oh, that's true.
I love her, though.
Bitch,
you need to see this picture of her.
She's everything.
I have this
she
picture
really
of her on my
it doesn't
phone
get any better.
from when this trade texted her and said, "Oh, okay, well, hey," and she was like, "Hi, I don't know who this is," and then
God.
he said to her, she's like, "Send a pic," and then he sent a pic, and she's like, he says, "Oh, I'm not into boys," and then she's like, "Oh, well, how about this picture?" And he said, "Okay." So she says, "Give me a moment." So she throws on this wig, and she said, he didn't look like his pic, so I asked him to leave, but then again, neither did I.
Oh
Look
my
at
God.
what she tried to pass off.
Oh my God. She tried to, no face.
That's Traisha.
This is Traisha
Traisha
Hardwick.
act.
Traisha Hardwick. She put on, can I speak to the manager, Marie Wigs by Vanity?
Amari.
Yeah. And with not even a zhuzh in it.
No.
And then just a
Flimsy pink robe.
A flimsy pink robe that could be a towel, and maybe maybe some chapstick that could be Blistex, and one finger with no nail pointing to her chin for some reason.
Courtney knows it's Burt's Bees.
Yeah, Burt's Bees. Yeah, a naturopathic.
Natural. No Blistex.
Got it in her butthole too.
Yeah.
It does look a little bit like maybe the girls and I might go out to Olive Garden later.
Or Applebee's.
Oh my God, Crapplebee's.
All right, now I know it's probably not the best thing, but
we want the worst thing. So I hope
let's do the worst thing. So, I want to give you the full inside the actor's studio experience because you are. Wait, were you trained in acting?
I went to a couple classes once.
After you lost weight and everything, and you got fit, and you got to like where you were happier with how you looked, what was the next step along the path to getting to Hollywood?
Men.
Okay.
Did you fuck your way to the middle?
I made the hooking. That's how I made.
So that's when you were with the agency.
Yeah, $14,000 to come to Hollywood.
Oh wow! So that funded your trip.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So when you got the money, what did you do? Did you just like buy a ticket and come out here and find a place?
No, I was planning. It was to the year 2001, and I started. That's when I started saving, or 2000 was when I started saving, I think, and then. By then I was 18, and I had, I knew I wanted to be out in LA within a year because I had my SAG card since I was 16 on my first job in New York. I was bridge and tunneling back and forth from New York, finding places to sleep, guys to hook, whatever.
Yeah.
And that was from Philadelphia, right? And what was the first job that you did that you got the SAG card from?
An MTV a pilot called The Party. It was my first audition. I literally sent in something from backstage. And they called me up to New York. I auditioned at 30 Rock and got it. And then my next job after that was Sex and the City.
Oh, wow.
So it was, and for me to get SAG on your first job, I was like, what's this? And they're like, put that voucher away. Don't show anybody. This other extra who was a drag queen on set was like schooling me. He's like, don't show anybody. You need 3 of them to join the union. It's very hard to get even one.
Okay.
I was like, and it was a 4-day shoot. So by the 4th day, it was a night shoot, 16 degrees. fourth day, I was like, I don't need to show up. I already have 3 vouchers. I'm in. And I didn't show up.
Wow.
I was already jaded and bitter and unprofessional.
Your first job. And was that the episode where Samantha had moved to the meatpacking district?
No. That was Sex and the City, the next job. And
that was the
sorry.
party. That was the pilot. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Sex and the City episode, that was where Samantha moved. And literally, you could see me at the end, but then there was another episode 4 episodes later where all the trans girls went to the roof. But
yes, that's right.
Whenever
Oh, right.
people remember me from that, I was like, that wasn't me. They're like, no, I remember. I was like, it was 3 black girls. It definitely wasn't me.
Right. I remember that. Yeah.
But it was cool to have that little credit and to I'm in the little book and I would never say I was on it, but I technically was.
On
I
it.
was actually an extra in the episode where she fell down on the runway too, in the blue coat, which I then bought. That's why that blue coat had a meaning to me, because it's I wore it on Drag Race and
was
something that I won.
Versace?
No, Dolce & Gabbana.
Versace, by the way. Versace,
I'm so
first of
sorry.
all.
It was
Greg, I'm so sorry.
Versace.
Versace?
So yeah, that was my path to coming out to Hollywood, was little building blocks.
Yeah.
And then I wanted 20 grand before I came out here, and it was September 2001, and then literally September 11th happened, and I was like, fuck the East Coast, I'm going to LA now.
Right.
So I drove down to Florida, got some stuff from my house, because I lived in Florida till I was 16. I'm from Philly and Jersey, moved to Florida from 11 to 16, got emancipated, moved back to Philly on my own.
I got emancipated.
Yeah.
Wow.
Parents are cool, graduated high school real early, that's why I left. And Hollywood since.
So you are literally the hooker with the heart of gold. Or heart of mold?
Heart of mold.
Heart of mold, yeah.
I like that. I like that better.
Yeah.
So when you got here, what was your first move, and how quick was it, or how long did it take you rather to get your first job in the career you wanted?
I got here, and my first thing I did was register Central Casting. The second day I was here, and by the 4th day, I got a phone call from my aunt, who's a director, who said, why did I just get a stack of headshots from Central Casting, and you were in it? And I was like, I live here now. And she's like, you didn't call me? I was like, no, I didn't want to ask for favors or anything.
Yeah.
She's got 2 Emmys. She's a director. She does sitcoms and stuff. And she was directing the Hughleys at that point on CW or WB, I don't know, UPN. But she needed teens for a mall scene, and I was 18 to look younger, which was always very valuable then. So she gave me my first 2 or 3 days of work, but it was literally me submitting. So that was my first job in LA.
Well, that's great. It's
and
perfect how that came about too, because if you did ask, who knows?
No, she would have been cool, but
no, but still, you would have felt a little funny.
Yeah,
about it.
I don't like doing that. But
also, by the way, for everyone listening who might not know, 18 to look younger, the reason it's valuable is because there's strict labor laws, right, about kids working, and with 18 they don't care, and they can keep you there all day.
Exactly. Claire Danes was only allowed to work I think 3 hours a set on Romeo and Juliet.
Wow.
Yeah, that's why that water scene, it feels so rushed and forced. That was the first one they shot.
Wow. That's fascinating.
Yep. So after that, I just started working and doing a lot of extra work and learning about being on set. Yeah. It's the best tool that you can have, is actually being there and learning stuff and marks and lights and coverage and turnarounds and all these things that you wouldn't know about unless you've been on set. And a lot of the extra works jobs that I did were higher rate because I was in drag. There were all these people I'd always see on sets for club scenes. There'd be strippers, aerialists, drag queens, hot guys who could take their shirts off, stupid human trick people with split tongues. And I was one of those freaks that would always get calls, and instead of non-union rate, it was $35 a day. Union rate, I think it was $105 a day. So the difference,
$105?
Yeah, instead of $35 for being non-union for 8 hours.
For 8 hours?
Wow. That's good money. No, wait.
That's incredible. Sign me up.
That's what it was in 2001. And I remember just thanking God that I got even more than the SAG rate, sometimes $200 or $300 for 8 hours, and then overtime on that.
Right.
And then sometimes if it went over 12 hours ever, you would get paid your full paycheck every hour. 13, even more. 14, even more.
Wow.
Golden hour was 16, and that was when you hit it. My first job ever that I got SAG on in the 3 vouchers also hit Golden Hour twice. So it was one of those things where I was like, this is the best job ever. I paid for SAG, my whole union membership, with that job.
That's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's it. And now I'm here, and now I do stuff.
For any aspiring actors out there, if you get a gig, what do you think? What advice would you give someone to behavior on set? How do you make the most of the experience? And do you have any advice? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you have to make people in the room not only think you can do a good job, but also want to work with you.
Yeah. So just be a good person.
I think going there with an open mind and an open heart and just realizing that you may not get the job, but your job isn't always to get the job. Your job is to do the best that you can. Because you have to realize you're your own competition, because otherwise no one in the world will be your friend. And you can't look at another drag queen or another person auditioning and be like, I have a relationship with you, but this part's mine. Like, you can't. You know, I remember me and Kelly Mantle auditioned for Terminator, the series, and we were having lunch like on the WB lot after in full drag. The casting comes out and she's like, you guys were so great. She walks past us, she's like, you're just having, I'm like, we're having a ladies lunch day, you know. And we're like, who got it? And she looked at us both and she's like, you want to know? And we're like, yeah, we're friends, we don't care. You know, it's one of those things where I don't see many people as competition anymore.
See, I love that.
Yeah, me too.
I love that. I don't like that competitive thing, especially in drag.
It helps that I'm Lady Gaga's best friend in a movie coming out this fall, because I feel like I've reached the peak of what a drag queen can do. I've done a little bit of everything, and now everything from here on out is just gravy. So I'm happy for everybody. Anytime there's drag on TV, on the airwaves, please listen, you know, support it.
Well, but it's funny because some might say, oh, well, you know, you can say that now because of your position, but I think you got into that position because of that attitude.
I think being on set, you asked what my advice was. You have 2 ears and 1 mouth. Use your ears double as much as your mouth. Listen to everything, take it all in. Don't always have a response for everything, just listen. You know, and Google people so you know what they look like. I didn't know what Chuck Lorre looked at like till last week, and you know, I'm glad I did, because when some guy they were talking about continuity when they had to punch in for coverage of me for something. They're like, well, was his arm? And I was like, I had my arm up at the beginning of the shot, waved, put it down. And to hear Chuck Lorre say, he knows what he's doing, to the continuity lady was just like, oh, cool, Chuck Lorre.
That's
you know, he's done thousands of hours of television.
He also wrote Debbie Harry's French Kissing in the USA.
Yeah? French Kissing in the USA?
Yeah, isn't that wild?
I like that.
Huh. That's so random. You know a lot.
You're kind of famously self-sufficient when it comes to traveling around being a dragoon.
Oh, I don't bring more than I can carry myself. I'm a turtle.
You're a turtle.
I bring my own house.
You carry your own house.
I don't. The girls that have 8 suitcases.
Oh God.
It's kimchi is 1 outfit per suitcase basically sometimes, and she's an amazing moving art piece. I wouldn't call her. I wouldn't call her a performer. I'd call her an arts installation that moves.
Absolutely. She's a tableau vivant. She's like literally a moving picture.
She's cool. But some of the girls, they just have too much stuff, and in England it's bad because there's trains. It's just like. I can't imagine Farrah at a train station crying because no one will help her or something, you know?
I've traveled with assistants. I prefer to travel by myself. I prefer to take 2 bags. One for the right arm, one for the left arm. And that's it.
And then I bring a wig bag and a backpack.
Yeah, I have a backpack too. Yeah, but it's you got to be able to get yourself there alone.
Yeah, and there's a lot of girls that can't get dressed by themselves too. I'm like, that's part of the gig, Mary.
I don't. I've always, one thing that I would. People ask all the time, how do I do drag? Blah 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 blah. One tip I just thought of is make sure you have good shoulder flexibility so you can zip yourself up and out of your garments. Yeah. Have you ever been in a dress at the end of the night in your hotel room with nobody to zip you out of it?
No, but I have cut myself out of a top because the zipper broke, and I'm like, well, I have to cut it.
Yeah. Good. If you can zip, I respect a drag queen who can zip up their own back zipper, because then you have good shoulder flexibility.
And a great way to practice that is voguing.
Yes, absolutely. Sure. Yep, that's the one. Yeah.
You need to be able to touch your fingers behind your back, over your head, and under your armpit.
Yep. Any yoga people out there, that's Gomukhasana hands.
Voguing. It's not just for fun anymore.
Yeah, cow face.
Michelle Visage, she invented it.
Wait, can I do my smarmy interview?
No, definitely. I just wanted to get Craig.
Craig, I have to thank you. You're always so skillful in making this narrative linear. Oh, God.
Katya, well, thank you, Katya. The compliments flow from you like urine.
Yes. What a lovely day for an exorcism. Okay. So this is James Lipton's questionnaire from the Inside the Actors Studio. Willam Belli, what is your favorite word?
Oh, it's so corny. Attraversiamo.
What the fuck does that mean?
Yeah, everyone says that.
Yeah. I heard that before. Okay.
It's Italian for let's cross over, and it's from Eat, Pray, Love.
Julia Roberts.
Yeah.
Yeah, Julia Roberts. What is your least favorite word?
No.
Yeah, that's not
Yeah.
surprising. Willam, what turns you on creatively, spiritually, or emotionally?
Art in the desert. Burning Man
Okay.
reinvented me as an artist.
Really?
I went 3 times and it was the best thing ever, and it reset my taste buds randomly.
Really?
What?
I got back from Burning Man after the first year, tasted diet soda, which I drank probably almost every day for a lot of my life.
Yeah.
And I thought it was the most disgusting thing.
Wow.
And all like the fake sugar.
Yeah.
I could taste it, and I haven't eaten it since.
Interesting.
Yeah, random.
Was that the first? Sorry, was that the first time that you were not drinking it daily for a while, or I'm trying to think of
Yes.
what? Okay.
But experiences like, not to be woo woo, but like experiences like that can reset the nervous system in a way that your body is just not the same.
I'm not a doctor, but I agree.
Yeah.
Have you played a doctor on TV?
Yeah. Have you played a doctor or physician's assistant or nurse practitioner?
Ooh, I've been a nurse on What I Like About You with Amanda Bynes.
Wow.
It was a Halloween scene. I was a drag nurse, but
I love it. Well, and famously on Drag Race, nurse.
ooh, nurse. Yeah, that too.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what turns you off?
What turns me off? Bad breath.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I think somebody told me once my breath would scare a buzzard off a shit wagon.
No.
I've never detected that.
No, Craig, even when we've been tongue kissing over...
Dude, that was not supposed to be on microphone, darling. You did promise me.
What is your favorite curse word?
I say goddamn it a lot.
That's not a curse word.
In some parts of the country, they would consider that a
Where? In Islam? That doesn't make any sense.
I do
Islam, Minnesota.
Islam, Minnesota. That's right. Yeah. Great tacos.
motherfucker a lot.
Motherfucker. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't get to... I'm like, motherfuck.
Motherfuck.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, motherfuck.
Yeah, motherfuck. I like that one.
A little punchier.
Yeah.
Pungent?
Pungent, full of juice.
That's a pungent motherfucker.
What sound or noise do you love?
Laughter.
Okay. Yeah. What sound or noise do you hate?
I'm not great with silence.
Really?
There's even if it's like the whirring of a light machine that changes colors on the wall.
Yeah.
Because I always
Oh.
have one of them on. Like my house is next to a highway, literally.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's across the street from the 101.
Yeah.
I'm a city kid. I don't like silence.
Yeah.
Sure.
What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
I'd love to be a stylist.
You are a stylist, bitch.
Yeah, for myself.
Yeah,
but-
come on. No, something different. You are a stylist. I mean, this is hard because you kind of do everything.
Yeah, I guess I do a lot of stuff.
You said do.
Driving a trash truck? I mean, that sounded pretty good, right? Like the,
Attila the Trash Man. I think I when I was a kid, the only thing that in my real life I wanted to do was be an illustrator.
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
wow.
you're an illustrator on your
I
face.
draw on my face. So,
Yeah.
I thought I could be a lawyer at one point. Then I found out they had to wear suits a lot.
Okay.
but you're a lawyer on the weekends.
Oh, I love John Grisham. I read all the John Grisham books and it made me want to be a lawyer. But I also think that was a little Julia Roberts in Pelican Brief.
Oh, yes. Denzel.
Ooh,
Yeah.
and a lot of
A
Denzel.
lot of Denzel. Okay.
Oh.
What profession would you not like to do?
What wouldn't I want to do? Trash truck driver,
Okay. All right.
for sure.
Okay. And the last one, and the most important one. If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
I'd like him to say, "Thank God you're here. Come get these dogs and see my 2 dogs
Oh.
that passed away." Yeah, that'd be really cool.
Wow, that's sweet.
Yeah, I literally started praying after my dogs died because I was like, I hope they're in heaven. I'm gonna start praying because then I'll see them there.
Yeah.
Party.
Warner was the Saint Bernard, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And he was, have you seen, do you remember?
I've seen photos.
Oh my
I've never
God.
He's
met.
still my screensaver,
It's
which
the-
is
the biggest
crazy.
little
But like, look at his
saint.
face. You know,
Oh.
he was like 210 pounds there.
Holy
And
shit.
we had 10 years with him. So like
Wow.
I was normally they're 5 to 7 big dogs like that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, some live to be like even like 2 or 3 and they're just like it happens hips and
Wow. Yeah.
but to be 10 like that was cool.
yeah.
That's awesome.
And he went right at the right time after I needed him in my life for a period where I was going through a separation and like he was literally just like done. We knew he had 3 months left pretty much from these pills that he was taking. His heart couldn't work strong enough to pump all the blood through his body anymore. So they give him blood thinners, which were actually Viagra. Because
Sure.
Viagra
Oh my
thins the
God,
blood.
right, that's
but
right.
the dog Viagra costs like 10% of what the human did. So even after he died, I refilled his prescription.
Oh my God.
Bitch, I love having every kind of pill that I could ever need.
Yeah. I used to take dog seizure medication.
Oh, really?
I used to steal it from my
I
landlady.
need to know about your family life.
What did the dog seizure medication do?
It just chilled me out a little. Actually, you know what? I don't even remember.
You were
I
just
just
happy
love
to have a
pills.
pill.
I
Yeah.
just wanted a pill.
There was a pill on the ground of our hotel lobby during Drag Race, and I remember just seeing it there, and then everybody was like, "Oh my God, that's a pill." There's something. It was like a red and yellow, some kind of capsule. I was just picked it up and I took it, and they all looked at me like I was crazy, and I was like, "What?"
Yeah, seriously.
And it was like in my head, I was like, "There's a little tactic, just so they think I'm an idiot."
yeah.
Well, it's also good to freak people out too.
It
Because,
is.
So
Yeah, it is.
my uncle, unfortunately, spent a lot of time in prison, and he would tell us once.
Mine too. We would visit Christmas and Easter.
What age were you? Because when I went, I was very young, and they told me that he was a guard that worked at the prison.
Oh,
Well, you know, they were just
Yeah,
trying to, and it was
Protect the image.
very low security. They had those sort of like a camper sort of setup, or not a camper. What do you call it? Like a Winnebago type thing set up for visitors for families
that's
to visit.
nice.
It was nice, and you could see the cable, but it was the cable that was being shown in prison. So I remember at 8 seeing Basket Case, but the entire freezer was full of those little Hoodsy singles and stuff, and there was like loads of tapes and books and everything. So
Oh, wow.
it was always like a fun time.
Sounds like a party.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah.
Loved visiting Uncle Peter. And he told stories about how sometimes the guys in prison would get themselves admitted or put into the loony bin to get out of trouble or try to
Yes.
just get out of the prison.
Yeah.
And so one guy soaked a pack of cigarettes in a glass of water. You can mimic the effects of a heart attack or the symptoms of a heart attack by taking the cigarettes out, soaking in a glass of water overnight, then drinking it the next day, because at that point the nicotine is all in there.
Oh, that is rotten.
I mean, that sounds like a really horrible
That's
thing
rotten.
to do to
Oh
your system.
God, you'd really have to blend it with some greens.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what that's
kale,
the thing.
a little bit of
Yeah.
cucumber, mint, maybe.
Or some, if you try to like take the edge off with a little Pruno, you know what Pruno is?
Oh, what
the,
is that?
The wine that prisoners make in toilets.
Yeah.
This is not something
Oh.
my uncle did, but this is something that is a thing. Yeah,
It's like
Pruno.
Bathtub Jim in Bathtub Jim.
I love Bathtub Jim.
Yeah.
We
You hear
saw
a second recording?
We saw Bathtub Jim with Dusty Tornado that time. Yeah.
Bathtub Jim is a person.
No, I was trying
Boston?
to say Bathtub Gin.
Oh, okay.
So, and the other thing that one time, I think he did this one, he wanted to get out of there into the hospital or something. So, or to show he was crazy, I think, to make people leave him alone.
Yeah.
They got their food and he dumped his spaghetti on the floor and ate it off the floor. Or maybe he didn't do it. Maybe his friend did it or something.
Sure.
You know, it's a long time ago. I've heard these stories. But yeah, that's a
I
move.
love that. I love that.
Prison floor spaghetti. Which,
Prison
they
floor
have that
spaghetti.
At Flaming Saddles
And
now.
they opened up for
God.
Dusty Tornado, and we
Absolutely,
drank
that's
Bathtub Jim while we watched it. I am insane.
in the membrane?
Yeah, but it works for me.
Can I move this eyebrow still?
Wait, have you got Botox?
Dude, yes.
How many? Yeah. What have you had done? If
Is
you don't
it
mind me
moving?
asking, let me tell
Is
you.
it moving?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, your eyebrows are moving.
This one doesn't that much because
No.
of a scar. I've had scar revisions on my face because I was hit
Scar
by a car.
revisions.
Wow.
Yeah. I've had
What do they do with scar revision? Is it just...
when they sutured me originally on the scar above my head, it was kind of like they just closed it.
Oh,
And-
okay.
and closing a wound that you get on your head from being thrown 20 feet when you get hit by a car is so it's
Jesus
not the cleanest
Christ.
close. It's easier to close a flat edge to a flat edge. So they went back in
Okay.
and basically reclosed it.
I see. Okay.
I've had lipo twice.
And describe the experience of lipo. I don't even. I mean, I'm not even really
They give
sure.
you a drug called Versed that kind of puts you out. You watch TV on the ceiling.
Okay.
I've had
And what do they do? They suck the fat. They just suck the fat with a tube out of your
a
body.
cannula.
What now?
Cannula.
A cannula.
Cannula.
It's like a needle with
She should have won All Stars.
I know. Justice for cannula.
Justice
She was
for
robbed.
cannula. I've had lip filler. I've had Botox. I've had Dysport.
What's
I've had-
Dysport?
Dysport's a
Dysport's
version of Botox.
Like Botox,
Oh, okay.
But it spreads easier. It's harder to control, and
I've heard that about her.
she can't be tamed.
Right.
Miss Dysport
Cannot be tamed.
Easy to spread, hard to tame.
I had Dysport on that damn drag cruise.
Wait, they gave it to you on the cruise?
I went to a Disport on a boat.
That's
bitch.
wild.
Yeah,
How did that
Botox
go?
on a boat?
Did it
was
work?
botched Botox on a boat. No,
it didn't work.
$700 and it didn't do shit.
Oh,
$700?
Jesus.
$700.
Oh, they got you, gal.
They got me, gal.
The
yeah.
ginger minge you.
Yeah. I got pork chopped on a boat, bitch.
Wow.
Oh my God. Yeah, they fucked me bad.
That sucks.
And some woman was trying to upsell me on these other procedures. It was
Whoa.
a scam.
No.
Joanne the Scammer got me good.
Joanne the Scammer.
Yeah.
This is on Drag Cruise.
This is on a drag queen cruise. You've done the cruises?
I jumped off one of them.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I ship jumped
You
because
did not.
I had fulfilled all my obligations. But the first and second night were
You literally jumped off the ship?
in Jamaica. Well, I had to go back. I was doing a pilot for ABC Family, and they were doing a screening with all the network people there. And I was a guest star that was going to be eventually series regular. And
Yeah.
it was a drag queen named Bob. Wow. It was a drag queen named Bob.
Premonition.
This was years ago too. And
So
it
in
was
script meetings, they probably would say, and so then Bob the drag queen comes in.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I'm
I
just
never
saying,
thought
I'm
of that
just,
till now. But yeah.
That's
But they didn't pick it up. They picked up a Tori Spelling and Jenny Garth pilot instead.
Okay.
And an Ashley Tisdale one. But I had fulfilled all my obligations and I jumped off the boat.
Damn.
And I did an extra meet and greet for him too in drag, and they were yelling at me, and I was like, I did everything I was scheduled to do.
Yeah.
Plus more,
Yeah,
yeah.
fuck you.
Yeah,
people.
exactly.
Alan Chucktoff, fuck suck dot drag.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of promoters out there who just.
Taken.
Well, these guys also, they filmed our shows and then sold DVDs of them to their audience without giving us money or telling us they were filming. And then the
that's
next
not
year
good.
I went back and I saw that they were filming again, and I was like, I'm not going on until you get that camera out of the theater.
Yeah.
I don't trust you people. It sucks to go on stage knowing I don't trust the person who's paying me.
That's really rough.
And sometimes in this industry we do.
Yeah.
And it's nice to kind of work for yourself sometimes, which
Yeah.
is
Be your own boss.
which I
Be your own
kinda-
best friend.
Yeah, I'm kind of trying to do that.
Yeah, you're damn good at it. You don't give yourself enough credit, mama. My read on you is you're a little too hard on yourself.
Well, you don't know about my credit. It's actually really good now.
I know. I had exceptional credit.
Daddy
I was so
Don.
happy. Daddy Don Tax Services.
Hello.
Hey, is anybody out there
You're
looking for
an accountant?
an accountant? Are you of the GLBT or questioning variety? We heartily encourage you to go to Daddy Don's Tax Services, and he will get you right together.
He'll get
for
you
tax
together,
season.
mama.
Yeah, he'll get you right together. He will.
Honestly, he got us. He got me
He
together.
got me together.
Well, how many drag queens do you know got a retirement account?
I do too.
It's crazy. I was like, what?
Yeah, I got a retirement. Even with all my bullshit, my little psychodrama, giving envelopes of cash to homeless people in a manic blackout. I know it's a long story, but like,
Don't talk about Tyra.
together. Him
Wow.
and Jen Waynes, his assistant, who
I
was
love Jen.
fucking fabulous.
She's great.
She's awesome.
Love dykes.
I,
You want a job done? Talk to a dyke.
you want an opinion? You want anything?
Talk to a dyke.
Talk to a
I
dyke.
fucking love dykes. The first woman that bought me a
Yes.
pair of high heels was a dyke.
Yeah.
She's my aunt's girlfriend.
Yeah.
She was dating her, so I know she was a dyke.
Yeah.
I fucking love dykes.
One thing that has been so baffling to me in the quote unquote gay community, which by the way is not a community, it's a population, but like why the rift between gay folks and the dykes and fags, I just don't understand. Like, I don't understand.
I think in the beginning, I know I learned a lot from watching this series called When We Rise, a miniseries, and the GLBT population itself, I know in San Fran, was very like white guys, the Mattachin Society,
yeah.
all them. They didn't accept even African American people.
Yeah.
Really?
And it was all about getting your own cause forward. And then the dykes kind of started taking care of all the fags who were dying of AIDS at one point because they were the only ones. And then I don't know if that was forgotten. It's so weird because I see in bars, you see these little pockets of people and it's like, why isn't everybody having a good time? But that's what the dance floor is for. You know, everybody is equal on the dance floor, kind of thing.
Yeah. In drag, with drag queens, there's a lot of, it's this sort of bizarre, hypocritical misogyny where it's like, we're all there for the celebration of the diva, but at the same time, we don't have time for dykes, so we don't have time for women. It's like, it's very bizarre. It's very, very bizarre to me. And like, my favorite part of any gay pride celebration is dykes on bikes.
Oh, always. I rode my tricycle with them.
That's the best part.
Yeah.
A good old butch dyke, bull dagger, diesel fucking dyke on a fucking motorcycle. That's why I want to be that.
Who looks at me and makes me feel like petite, like
Yes,
a little girl.
yeah, like
because the way she looks at me.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, they're like, hey kid, you're doing great over there. I love them heels.
I have an adult sized big wheel, and I rode with Dykes on Bikes one year in a little kickoff for it in WeHo, and I loved it.
Yeah.
Those fucking dykes.
Yeah. Now this is, I'm going to go on the, any dykes out there who are in a dyke march and a gay pride parade who have room on their chopper for me in a little pussycat wig and maybe a heel with a hairy leg.
Oh, a boot, because that muffler gets hot.
A boot, an open-toed boot.
A scoochie boot.
Wait. How about, those, oh my God. Do you know those backless, open-toed, clear boots? Have you seen those?
Yes.
The clear plastic boots? You have the heel out and with the platform wedge or something. Yeah.
Sometimes it's a lace up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Laced up. And then all the condensation from your sweat creates a gorillas in the mist effect.
The moisture.
The moisture.
What's that dripping out? Moisture.
I'm making slow, soapy circles on my hands and knees.
Wait. Can you do do you feminize your voice in drag, or you just talk like yourself? No. But what about for a trick though? After the turning point after the show? No.
And literally, if they ask me my name, I'm like, it's Willam. Because if I lie, it's weird. If I post a picture on Instagram of me in drag, I'll get a bunch of texts from all these people that I know must be following me because they're people I've fucked.
Yeah.
Sometimes in wigs.
Yeah.
And so they think, oh, I'm waiting around with a fucking dildo in my ass waiting for their hot seed.
Oh, I know.
Oh, I'm ready for you. I'm not. I'm probably at an airport.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah, I'm doing my business. Yeah,
Literally.
That was always the cross we had to bear when we were back in Boston. When we loved to turn to look and get a little dick or something. The guys would text you at 11 a.m. and we're like, "What are you doing, baby?" I'm like, "Watching TV, not in drag, eating a burrito, or not thinking about sex. What the fuck are you? You think I'm gonna get up and drag at 11 a.m. for no money? Eat shit and die, bitch."
So they embraced the full fantasy to the point that they thought that you were just lounging around the house in full drag.
For them, it's like Berlin, Take My Breath Away in Top Gun. You know what I mean? It's like we're on the bed like Shannon Tweed,
gauzy moments.
Yeah.
Gauzy moments with the curtains billowing. Yeah,
dry ice smoke.
Dry ice with the strap of the negligee off the shoulder. Just like
our moan titty just budding.
breasts budding. I'm like, where's my Top Gun? I just want him to rock this Casbah.
Let me check my texts and see if any of my suitors are waiting for me.
Look at these sweet titties. Oh my God, I have a cock. I didn't know that was there.
Oh, that songbird voice. You have a songbird voice.
It's weird. I'm a parrot. I could
You're a songbird.
You're
Madeline Ashton in Songbird.
There was a show, Losing Me. There was a show called Show Dogs, Moms, and Dads, and World of Wonder produced it, and they put an ad on Craigslist that said, "We're looking for someone who can sing Supermodel of the World and sound like RuPaul."
Yeah.
I did a little demo. They said, "Great, come in." They hired me. It was like $50 for like 4 hours or something.
Damn.
And I recorded Supermodel because they couldn't use the RuPaul version because of the rights and
the money it costs.
Because Ru doesn't own the masters for that, and it's a big point of contention on it.
Yeah, right. That's right. Yeah, that's right. Her fucking best song.
She's very adamant. No, I like Kitty Girl now. Kitty Girl is great.
Well, Call Me Mother is fucking
heard that
amazing.
one, but everybody keeps talking about it.
Call Me Mother is incredible.
Is it Tommy Boy that owns the rights to it then, or is it Larry T or
one of those?
Okay.
But it's a big point of contention. But if you watch Show Dogs, Moms, and Dads, it's me singing Supermodel, and you can't tell it's not her.
Wow.
I'm a parrot.
Wow.
I have, in Dreamgirls when they say we have Dina singing lead because she has no originality in her voice, and that's me. I have no originality. I do parodies and I imitate people.
That does not mean you have no originality.
Yeah, it just means that you can.
That means
knock
you're
off a voice. Easily.
That means you're a fucking ventriloquist, bitch.
Well, I'm not Stevie Nicks on All Stars.
What does that mean?
Thorgy.
Oh, I didn't see it. What happened?
Thorgy got moted because she saw what they were doing, and she said, blah, 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 blah. Just so you know, I'm not crazy. Her part, so there's this vocalist named Christine Bianco who does like 38 different imitations.
Okay. Oh, wow,
So she did all these voices, like 8 voices for all these girls. Like Morgan was going to be Lana Del Rey, like for this challenge.
Sure. Yeah.
Thorgy got assigned Stevie Nicks,
yeah,
who's I don't think really is a gay icon, maybe a little, and Shangela,
really?
Shangela got
folks.
Mariah Carey, and then was right after her, and there was another girl right before. I think I forget who it was, but she had a great character too. Two big, amazing characters that were topical, sandwiched between random Stevie Nicks. And Thorgy was like, I see what's going on. I'm going to be in the bottom if this is my part. And she was assigned it, so she couldn't do much about it. And she went home, but she's like, at least this time people know I'm not crazy because I said, hi, I'm not crazy.
Well, you know, that happened to me too. But it's
oh yeah, your part sucks.
Princess Diana. But you know what though, and that it all comes down to agency, because it's like you could go on the record. It's like sort of settling for what they give you. It's like I could have spoken. I'll be like, I don't like this choreography. Can we spruce it up a little bit? Because the problem with Princess Diana is that you can't come for her. You can't come for her. You can't make her. You can't parody her. It's a tragedy. There's nothing funny
Try
about
saying
Princess
something
Diana.
Well, comedy comes from pain, and there's nothing you can inflict upon her that is, appropriate.
There was nothing funny about her experience. It was she was the people's princess.
Yeah, she was great.
She was great. Like, and there's nothing about it. Like, she's an ultimate. Go to the UK and talk shit about Princess Diana, and nobody's listening.
So wait, how much sort of devious thought do you think goes into those challenges, or do you think it's just the challenge becomes a victim of circumstance in that? This woman, you said her name a minute ago. I can't remember what it is. The one who does the impressions.
Christine Bianco.
Okay, so does she just have this? Does she basically? I do these impressions, and they're like, okay, well, I guess we'll have her do this and that. You know what I mean? Picking from the list.
Yeah.
Or do you think that there is some kind of perniciousness in the way that they assign roles?
I don't aspire to know if they think that they have in their head who's going to win before it actually happens. But I do know that they will. That it's been clear that they've set people up to be in the bottom so they could have a moment or whatever, or like, Roxy was in the bottom 6 times during All Stars 2. It wasn't because she was the worst. It was because they wanted her to break and snap and give them something, and she gave them Nooch, which was perfect. It
is breathtaking how well she played that.
But then there's other things that are very obvious, like there's been 3 ties in all of Drag Race for Lip Syncs for Your Life. 2 of them have been Alyssa. Come on, they're pushing her through, and I love her and she's my friend, but like they've invested a lot of money in her. They're not going to let her go home. Again, Roxy should have won the I Whip My Hair lip sync. Everybody who was there tells me that and agrees. It shouldn't have been Alyssa. And Tatiana, I thought, slayed Shut Up and Drive. I don't think Alyssa should have won that. But, they do what they do. It's the thing at the end of the show where it says portions of this program have been edited out.
Yeah.
The good thing is they don't edit it out now. Now they have Thorgy in her own head saying, I'm going to be in the bottom. This is crazy. They're showing it. They're showing warts and all with Untucked. I enjoy the program now. There were points where I was like, wait, that's weird. Delta's shirt changed 3 times in that conversation with Raja when they were really splicing and editing to get their story forth. Because how the reality shows work is you film everything and then transcribers transcribe it, and then people go through the notes and pick out words and scenes and see story that they can construct, and it gets kind of built in reverse.
Right. Yeah,
and that's
Benjamin
how all
Button
reality TV is made. And the people at World of Wonder are really good at it.
Yeah, they're good. And the thing is like people are so it all depends on who you talk to and who you pay. Like the vocal minority of people online just live and breathe the show. So it's sort of like real life isn't even real life. Never mind a reality show. Right. So it's like I think that people give World of Wonder and the editors and the queens a lot more credit than they deserve. Sometimes it just happens.
That's true too.
You know what I mean? Like there's no evil genius behind the scenes, in my opinion, anyways.
I always assume that my sort of just as a viewer, I always assume that like everyone just really wants to get to lunch, and everyone just wants to find the thing. Oh, thank God,
because
we got
by the
that
time you're in
event.
lunch, you're in a corset still. Usually.
Oh, that's true.
I mean the editors, the quote unquote evil geniuses that you're talking about. Yeah. Because also I have sort of backstage viewing of the Vanderpump Rules series. You know what I mean? So I see like a lot of the stuff. And that is there's like a lot of stuff happening, and then they sort of massage it after.
You take 48 to 72 hours and then squash it down to 44 minutes.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, exactly. Sometimes 41 minutes. Yeah,
it's crazy. Things are not going to be in there because also some things just they're not appetizing.
And I remember after season 7, I was so twisted up. I was like, and then I would be dreading each episode, and I'd watch the episode and I'm like, oh my God, I wasn't even in it. Do you know what I mean? Like I didn't even factor in. Like I was like, oh my God, it's not all about me. Right. Okay. Moving on. It's like sometimes they get the good, they get the bad, and they just
you can always tell who's going to be top or bottom within the first 2 commercials because that's whose story they're focusing on.
Sure. Yeah.
Like when they sent Vanjie home, I was just like, she was a walking soundbite. I can't believe it.
Yeah.
She was so good.
Willam, thank you. Will you lick my hole?
No.
You don't lick ass?
I do, but not yours.
Why not?
Sister dick will make you sick.
Sister dick. Craig, you hear that one?
I hear that. I'm singing.
Can we slap a TM on the end of that? Sister dick will make you sick.
Yep.
It's true. It's true. I would like to thank you sincerely for being my sister in drag.
Oh, thank you.
And also, I want to thank you publicly for showing me around LA 3 times.
I do that to everybody when they think about moving here.
Yeah, she gave me the full LA tour. My directionally challenged ability is now just is now average thanks to her.
Well, yours is much better than mine. I'm still terrible.
Yeah, I don't need the GPS to get around LA anymore.
I took her to the top of a mountain and I said, "This is where that is. That's where that." And to get that perspective, I think it really helps. I think.
Yeah, she helps a sister out.
Four
she really
scores and
does.
7 years ago. That was a long time. When did you move here?
3 days ago. No, I've been here for a year and a half. I think something like that.
It?
I don't know. I don't remember. Drugs, math. Yeah. Well, thanks for being on.
Of course.
Okay. You won't lick my ass though.
Find out if the ass gets licked in our Patreon episode.
Yeah.
Oh, hit the
Stay
Patreon.
Tuned. Stay tuned for more
Stay tuned.
dazzling details. Okay, bye.
Bye.
It's whimsically volatile.